that whole idea of treating customers fairly, I think, feeds really well into the first case study I wanted to discuss. Because this really, I think, also highlights the issue of employee benefits and when this is understood and how well these are understood. So I'm just going to give a little bit of an overview for our listeners, but there was a driver of a heavy load vehicle, and he'd lost most of his eyesight in his right eye, and he couldn't perform his job. And his employer said, sorry, you can't continue to work, but don't worry, we have insurance, you can go and claim from the insurer. And the insurer rejected his claim because their insurance had something to do with your own versus any occupation. And they were saying, well, you can go and do any occupation. You may not be able to continue to drive, but you can do other things. And they declined his claim. But you said it was not fair. Yes. And I think this is a very important case.
Yeah. In that instance, if you think about the job of a driver and he drove a fuel tanker, it's quite risky. So good vision is important. So I understand the employer's decision to terminate his service and apply for incapacity. But in terms of the policy contract, the insurer declined it, yes, because the criteria or the definition of disability was not for his job as a driver. It was actually for any occupation, and not just any occupation at the employer, but any occupation in the open labor market, which really is very wide. So at the age of 57, that particular gentleman, yes, he had impairment in the right eye, but there was also a little bit of impairment in the left eye, was required to go into the open labor market and look for a new job. Already he had a disability to start with. His age counted against him. His limited skills counted against him. So we look at, although it says any occupation, when the insurer makes that recommendation or they decline the claim, we then revert to reasonability and fairness. And we look at, is it reasonable to expect someone at that age with that level of education, that experience, that knowledge, limited transferable skills to start afresh in the open labor market? And in that instance, we didn't think it was fair or equitable or reasonable. So we made the recommendation. We asked them to re-look it, and they came back and decided to approve the claim.